I am Dr. Tranquility, Lydia, and we have another amazing episode. If you're seeing us on podcasts or listening to us, if you're on the radio show, it's the second half of the show. We finally were able to bring in my two amazing guests. They're a husband and wife duo. He is known as the Love Doctor by the New York Times and Newsday. They're in Mexico just in time for Valentine's Day, eh? And they are Charles and Shelley Winninger. And first, we're going to chat with Shelley, and she's going to tell us about some things that she does utilizing cannabis to help her get into the right mindset. Then we'll bring in Charlie Winninger to talk about his practice and listening to ecstasy and his new book. It's the transformative power of MDMA. We're going to chat a bit with them together, and then we'll include Dr. Barbara in our chat. So stay tuned. It is going to be an amazing episode. Okay, so
Only going to be about 20 minutes.
I'm seeing you, Shelley, but I'm not seeing you on my camera. Okay, there you are. Hi,
Yay.
I'll come off. So I know you guys, we have been working really hard to bring this to you. We are having every technical issue that could happen in the universe to get these two amazing people on. And so I'm going to be off camera just for a little bit while I figure out what's going on there. But in the meantime, I wanted to introduce you to Shelley Winninger. And she is a writer of articles and the love of Charlie Winninger's life. And he's the love doctor. So that tells you she is pretty fantastic. And we are just so honored and blessed that you could be with us, Shelley.
Thank you.
All
the way from sunny Mexico.
Sunny Mexico, and it's freezing up here. We are butt deep in snow. It's not beautiful. Well, it is, but it's cold. So, Shelley, I know you have some amazing experiences and recommendations and things that you do. And we met at Noy House and we were talking about some different things. And then we had a lovely phone chat. And I discovered that Shelley is the amazing Shelley. And so you mentioned that you have like your Friday love sessions, right? And
it depends what we have. We call it our date night. It could be Friday, it could be Saturday, it could be Sunday, whatever works best. But we make sure we have our date night at least once a week. And that's number one. We plan it.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And so you told me one time that, and you were willing to share this, I'm not talking out of turn, that you like to use a little cannabis on your date night to get in the mood.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm now almost 74 years old. Charlie and I have been together almost 25 years.
Wow.
And
yay!
The poor guy, he met me just before I started going through menopause. But I was totally, I was a nurse working full time, raising children. I didn't think about cannabis at the time. But when I divorced my husband and I met Charlie and he told me he was unrepentant hippie, I'm like, ooh, that's kind of cool. And I started smoking cannabis with him, and it was wonderful. But 6 years ago, I have issues. I had issues with my voice. I still do. And I went to a voice doctor, and he said, I can't, I was vaping. And he says, I can't vape or smoke pot anymore. I'm like, so what should I do? He says, edibles. So almost 6 years ago, I started uh, experimenting with edibles. It's so different than smoking. It's actually, I tell people it's a commitment because it can take a good hour, even an hour and a half until it really hits. So that's number one. But it's a whole body experience. And I started playing with it. I realized, and what it all boils down to is one word, and that word is focus. It's like, have you ever watched television or, watched a movie and you're eating popcorn, you're eating a bowl of cereal, ice cream, whatever, and next thing you know, it's gone, and you're like, what happened? I was eating this bowl of stuff and it's gone because you were so focused on the movie. You weren't
Right.
focused on what you were eating.
Yes.
And I realized that you cannot focus on two separate things at the same time. So I actually played with that. I would bring grapes into the bedroom and put on music. And when the edible hit, I would I would see, can I think feel the cannabis in my body while I'm listening to music or while I'm eating grapes? And the answer is no. So I realized that in order to really appreciate sex, I had to focus on my body. And there'll be
Wow.
times where I love different kinds of music, and I'll be listening to the music, and Charlie will be in the bedroom with me, and I'm realizing, I'm focused on the music, not on him, or not on what we're doing. And once I focus back on what we're doing, I have what I call an org. I have orgs, which are little orgasms, and then I have
Right.
yeah. And
Wow.
it's all about focusing on different parts of my body, focusing on what he's doing to me. Um, and it fits in with fantasies. Now, I did realize you can have a fantasy as well as focus because they seem to be on the same genre, shall we say, the same idea of sex.
Okay. So we had a young woman, gorgeous young woman, on earlier. She is a Gangier. And so she has studied in Canada weed, the strains, what works, what doesn't. And she mentioned something called birthday cake and a couple of other strains. Do you have a favorite that you like to use?
Well, what I like, I don't know, they sell it in New York City. It's by a company called 1906. It's Love Drop and Love Beans, and they both contain the strain Blue Dream.
Okay.
And and I do usually when I'll take either two love drops, which is
Hmm.
the dosage, or a love drop and a love bean, combining them. They both have Blue Dream in them. And then I'll usually add a little bit of something else because I need to be fairly stoned or fairly high in order to work with my body. So Blue Dream so far is the only one I can mention. Do, I've heard of birthday cake, but I'm, I don't know if anything I've used has birthday cake in it.
Okay. Well, no, I was just curious. She said that was a good one for women, and it gives you a little bit of extra energy. And do you find, or would you say that using Blue Dream and the drops, that it reduces your anxiety and stress
Oh, absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
brings you into more mindfulness.
It brings me definitely to it. It brings me to the here and now.
Wonderful.
I do not think about what I have to do afterwards. I do not think about laundry. I do not think about kids. Nothing. I'm here. And it's just fabulous.
Oh, I love it. I
But
love it.
I will say that both the love drops and the love beans don't have just cannabis. They also have CBD,
Hmm.
ashwagandha. Um, they have something called Damiana leaf, which
Yes, I,
I
I
actually,
I've
I'm
used
sorry.
Damiana leaf. It's
Yeah,
in it as a decoction.
yes,
Yes.
I've made a tea with it. And yeah, it's sexual. And it also, the drops and the beans also have some plant medicine from the Amazon, I believe. And the combination is just, you know, you don't want to think about the kids. You don't want to think about laundry. You just want
No.
to be there.
Yeah, I know. I know. And it's just so wonderful when you can find something that works to really boost that libido and get it moving. As sometimes it can slow down a bit when we get a little
Hmm.
bit older.
Yes.
I've noticed crossing over 50, I've slowed down.
Uh-huh.
So, it does happen. And the weed can be a wonderful addition, right?
Yep. Yep.
To
Absolutely.
to
It,
all of that. Yeah.
yeah. If it, what's funny is it took me really several years until I found this combination, especially with edibles. It's trial and error. I
Hmm.
tried different
Yes.
companies. I've tried all kinds of things. And what I tell people is, because I do give talks on this,
Hmm.
um, if you find something that works, stick with it.
Yes. Yeah. Definitely stick with it without question.
And give it time, because
Hmm.
the edibles can be funny like that. You don't think they're going to work, so you do what do they call them, the rookie mistake, and you take more, and next thing you know, everything hits at once, and then you're so paralyzed.
Yeah, I can remember doing that once.
Okay.
Because here in New York we can use cannabis, so
Yes.
recreationally it's legal. So yeah, I can remember being impatient, and I can remember a time when it was an edible and it was a Snickers, which is like my favorite candy bar, and I hadn't had one in a long time.
uh,
And so I took a piece, and then I took some more, and then I took some more, and I literally passed out.
I have heard stories like that. Oh yes. But that's why I say it's a commitment. You have to give it time. It depends what you're eating beforehand. If you have dinner
Yes.
and then you take an edible, it
Hmm.
could take longer.
Yes, it can.
Hmm.
That's so true. It can take a lot longer.
And I mean, that's why when Charlie and I have sex, we make sure we have plenty of time. We don't plan to go out and meet friends afterwards. It's our evening alone. Basically, it's sex and then dinner and a movie at home.
Great. That sounds like fun. And it's going to be Valentine's Day tomorrow. And this show
Yep.
will air tomorrow. So I think it's going to be amazing. What fun. Well, I just love your being so candid and open. And I'm so grateful to you for being that way. You're cute as a button. Is there anything you want to share that I haven't covered?
Oh, it would take about my talks are about 90 minutes when I get, so we've only talked for about 20 minutes.
Yes.
Um,
No. How
I'm
can
trying
you
to think.
If
Go
someone
ahead.
would like to get your input on speaking as a woman using cannabis and having an elevated intimacy of her own, what would how do they reach out to you personally? And do you have a way that people contact you when they want to reach you for your talks?
Um, I guess my email. It's my email, shelleywininger@gmail.com.
Okay,
And,
that's great.
and but make sure that it's SHELLEY
EY, yes,
WININGER.
INGER.
Wininger. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, Shelley, thank you so much. And is Charlie there with you now, or do we need to
Yeah.
take a break? Okay,
No,
he's there.
he just has to change his seat.
Okay. Are you going to stay on with him?
Sure. I usually fill in when he forgets to say something. I fill in.
Oh,
Unfortunately, we're
good.
only on my phone, not on the iPad. So let's see. Can we do it this way? Oh, no, that's not helping. No, I'm going to let him be in the picture right now.
Okay. Hi, Charlie. How are you?
Okay. How are
Move
you
over.
It's
doing?
amazing to have you on. It's been quite a feat. So we've had a couple of technological issues today, but we're plowing through. And we're just so honored and blessed to have you on. So I am off screen and you are on. So I'm going to ask the questions off camera. And the first question that I have is, um, as a psychotherapist, what therapeutic experiences uh, can you think of with clients or with yourself utilizing MDMA, and one or two examples maybe, and then we really want to dive into listening to ecstasy, and we want to hear all about the transformative power of mDNA, since you are known as the Love Doctor by the New York Times and Newsday and so many outlets, and you're such a wonderful therapist, licensed psychotherapist practicing in Brooklyn. Um, and I would just love to hear more about you.
Okay. Well, thank you, Lydia. Yes, Shelley and I, my dear wife, and as you know, we're about to celebrate 25 years together, uh,
Amazing.
and we're currently in our mid 70s, which I mention because I really believe you're never too old to have a wonderful, exciting, and beautiful sex life and love
Yeah.
life. And we have done MDMA together about 100 times in the past 25 years. And we find that it serves as a sort of relationship superglue. It
Mm,
keeps us bonded on the most profound and joyous levels. And it's because, and this I can't emphasize strongly enough, because we know how to do it correctly.
right.
These are very powerful substances. Cannabis can be powerful too, as you know.
Yes.
MDMA is very powerful. If you don't know how to do it right, you shouldn't do it at all. But you can learn how to do it right.
Yes.
That's part of what my book is about, listening to ecstasy. And it's a chemical love story, among other things, about our love for this chemical and our love for each other. Shelley and I
Wonderful.
really share two kinds of chemistry, the chemical kind and the sexual kind. And so it's been a real revelation for us
Yes.
that we can age without growing old, if you can put it that way, growing old in the way that most people think about growing old.
Yes.
So, and the other thing is that having our regular date nights every week, having our check-ins with each other every day about how our day is gone,
Mm-hmm.
and doing MDMA about 4 or 5 times a year keeps us bonded on such a profound and joyous level that it helps us get through the hard times that any couple has, the snags
Right.
that you have in your relationship, or just the hard times about what life throws you.
Mm-hmm.
But we have such a bounty of good feeling and good times between us to draw from when the times get rough, that it
Yes.
helps us get through.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So, on what do you recommend someone take a look at? Obviously, they're going to read your book. Is there anything else, any other tools that you recommend someone check out before trying MDMA?
Sure. There's lots of tools. The best thing for somebody who doesn't know much about it and wants to learn is to access Michael Pollan's book, which is called How to Change Your Mind. And he has made it into a documentary on Netflix, How to Change Your Mind. It's 4 episodes, and one of those 4 episodes is just about MDMA. And it's a great introduction
Oh,
to
wonderful.
this marvelous chemical and what it can do.
Ah, wonderful. Wonderful. So, as a therapist, when you wrote the book, what were some of your professional insights, perhaps, that came up in terms of um, looking at clients or having memories of sessions around MDMA? And what were some of the personal insights that you were like, wait a minute, this is mind blowing, the synergy here?
Well, I've worked with couples who have done MDMA. I can prepare them for it. I don't do the sitting myself, and I can help them integrate the session afterwards.
Hmm.
And one thing they've reported, and it's the same that I can report with my dear wife, is that it's easy day to day, week to week, with all the stresses of life, to forget about the love that brought you together in the first place.
Yeah.
To get disconnected from that,
Yes.
with all the troubles of this world or the troubles of our lives. It's easy to get distracted and take our eyes off the prize, and the prize
Yes.
is the love that brought you together in the first place. So,
Yeah.
um, what these medicines can do when you use them correctly, and
Hmm.
that's part of what my book is about, what they do is they help you get back in touch with that original love, and really makes you realize that you are there together for a reason. You're there uh, to to celebrate being alive together, to actually literally make love, and make it daily, and make it work between the two of you with a spirit of generosity and gratitude, which Shelley and I practice all the time. I try to give more than I receive from her. She does the same every day. I'm always expressing gratitude to her, even for the smallest things. And she expresses it to me, and it gives such a. And we learn this by being inspired by the medicine, by MDMA.
Yes. Yeah. That's beautiful. I love what you're saying here. Um, and so, was that your insight and your takeaway? Would you
Yes, but
say?
it's been the insight of others as well.
Hmm.
And yeah, yes, it is. Hello?
I'm with you. I'm here.
Oh, okay.
So, Shelley, what a lucky woman you are.
Absolutely.
And you're a lucky man,
Oh,
Charlie.
yes. Don't I know it?
So tell us a little bit about being the love doctor. The New York Times and Newsday. Tell us about that.
Well, that's how Shelley and I met. I was giving a long time ago, back in 2000, these classes at the local Y for singles who wanted to learn how to meet somebody. They were like teaching dating skills, and so that's how we met. And a reporter from Newsday came and wrote up about me and called me the Love Doctor, and then the New York Times picked up on that. But it's because I spent my adult life learning about love, and I learned it partly just for selfish reasons. I wanted to learn how to not only how to give love and receive love. Sometimes it's hard
Yes.
to receive and to give,
Yes.
but how to choose the right partner.
Yes.
And my first wife was not the right partner for me. She was a wonderful, wonderful woman, brilliant woman, but we were just ultimately incompatible. Shelley was the right woman for me, and has been a real blessing for me.
And I didn't fit his laundry list of qualifications.
Right. No. I had a list of what I was looking for in a woman, and that was my old pattern going back to my mother, and my main girlfriend when I was in my 20s, and then my first wife when I was in my 30s into my 40s. Um, they were really the same pattern, the same type of person, and same type of personality. Shelley was a departure from that. And so when I learned that that Shelley could make me happy, even though she wasn't what I was looking for, as far as the type of personality. But she was nevertheless making me happy. It was a revelation, and I realized the type of woman that I had been seeking and finding was I was barking up the wrong tree for
Right.
many decades.
Lots of drama. With part of not only Charlie's, but even my children, their idea of relationship was it had to have drama, and
Yes.
there was no drama with us. So you never know.
It's true. I have a protocol, date therapy, which actually uses hypnosis and hypnotherapy. I'm a hypnotic anesthesiologist. So it uses hypnotherapy to find the criteria on a subconscious level for what you are looking for. So when you do look, you have an idea of the criteria that you truly want, and not just something that you've been told and that fits into societal standards and norms and everything else, right? So and when I saw your love doctor, I thought, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
So yes, I'm so happy to have you guys on today. I thank you for coming on during your holiday. And this book is amazing. I recommend that everyone pick up a copy of to listening to ecstasy, and it talks about the transformative power of MDMA. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. And if the two of you will allow me, I'm going to bring in Dr. Barbara Bartlett, and
Okay.
we're just going to continue a chat.
Okay. Thank you.
Hi,
Thank you, Lydia,
Dr.
for having us.
Barbara. How are you?
Hi, Dr. Tranquility. Thank you for having me on the show today.
you're most welcome. So, what are you thinking of some of the
Well,
conversations?
I think that Shelley and Charlie have discovered the key to a happy marriage. And I love the things they're saying. I wish that other couples could hear them. I think they should make a video and it should go viral because they have so many good things that they do. One, they have their date night and their sexual um, which is just wonderful and what I recommend for my patients. If they are not having sex at least once a week, sometimes you have to delay it due to circumstances, but get back on track and try to make it happen. Also, the gratitude is very important.
Yes, Dr. Barber, you're cutting out.
I say there should be 5 compliments for every criticism that you give. Okay, if you have to give an unpleasant, deliver unpleasant news to your partner, you
Mhm.
should have at least 5 nice things that you say and show gratitude at all times, small things. And then there are these huge bonding experiences through the MDMA, the empathogen, the love chemical that they have used successfully as a treat for their relationship to bring them back to, as Charlie said, why they fell in love and they can remember that and rebond. So I think you two are fantastic. I think Charlie's book is fantastic. I think that anybody who wants to take MDMA, they should read this book because it gives protocols on how to take it safely and how to make the most of the experience. I've had patients who benefited from it, who have had transformative experiences, who have
Mhm.
gotten over deep-seated guilt that they've carried with them that no amount of psychotherapy could help them with. And they take the MDMA and they have a breakthrough and it just dissolves. They're not bothered by it anymore. So it is pretty wonderful. And I hope that eventually it becomes legal and that more people will be able to use it therapeutically, especially the people with PTSD.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, definitely.
Mhm.
Yeah. And what do you guys think of what I should introduce you? Dr. Barbara Bartlett is a sex therapist and a psychiatrist who uses supplements and natural means wherever possible, natural measures and protocols to work with her patients. So that's why we asked her to come in today and be a part of this.
Okay. Hi, Barbara.
Hi, Shelley. Hi,
Hi,
Charlie. So
hi,
nice to
Barbara.
meet you.
You too.
Same here.
Yeah.
So I just want to thank all of you. It has been such my honor. It has been a tremendous blessing. Um, it has been wonderful and joyous, and I really appreciate your being with us today. So, in wrapping, is there anything else that you would like to mention, Charlie and Shelley? And
Well, sure. If anyone wants to get in touch with me,
definitely.
they can email me at Charles at higherpurpose.community. Charles at higherpurpose.community. Higherpurpose.community is my website. And if you want to email me, refer to this show so I know how you came to me, and I can answer any questions you might have.
That's amazing and wonderful. I thank you for taking time out and for putting up with our little glitches here. Um,
Okay.
but when you see the video, you'll enjoy seeing yourselves quite a bit.
Okay.
um, and I just thank you so much. And in
Uh,
conclusion, Dr. Barbara, was there anything you would like to say?
Well, I'm so pleased to that you brought us together and to know Charlie and Shelley and what they've done. They've made a tremendous contribution. And Lydia, I thank you again because you're doing wonderful work here. And if anyone wants to reach me, they can go to my website, which is drbarbara.md.com. drbarbara.md.com.
Great. And I am, as always, Dr. Tranquility, Lydia, and you can find me on Safari at you will find me on YouTube. You will find me on SatoriXPR.com. You'll find me on Safari and Chrome and everywhere else on Google. Um, and I just look forward to speaking with all of you and hearing from you and your thoughts on the show. And I thank all my guests. This day, when this show airs nationally, it will be Love Day. So it was perfect timing to have the Love Doctor on.
Two doctors.
Yes, two love doctors, definitely. And Shelley, it was beautiful to have you on. You have an amazing presence about you. And
Oh,
I thoroughly enjoyed meeting you at Noya House for
yeah,
that night that we were seated next to each other. It was my blessing. And when you're back, we'll go have tea.
you got
And
it.
maybe Dr. Barbara and even Charlie Wininger would himself would like to come, but we'll,
That would be great.
yeah, we'll have a
Cool.
lovely time. You guys have a wonderful holiday.
Thank you.
And
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Lydia.
thank
You
you
too.
Thank you,
so much
Lydia.
for
Okay.
being with us. And Dr. Barbara, stay with me. I'm going to speak with you off camera, okay,
Okay.
in just a bit.
Mhm. Yeah.
So will say good day and goodbye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. And you will find me on Instagram also at Date Therapy, which is my protocol. We're having a free workshop this Saturday. If you're on LinkedIn, you can find it or find me at drtranquility@gmail.com. Take care and be kind to yourselves and to each other. And most importantly, be well.